Okay, so we've got 5 attendees. So everybody, do me a favor. Oh, not live, it says. Everyone let me know if you're hearing me. Go ahead into the chat box on the right. Zach gave me the thumbs up. I want to hear some want to see some feedback from the attendees. Loud and clear. Sue, Thomas, hear you. All right, Kristen, you guys are here, and we're go. Okay, so let me clean up my little desktop here so I don't show you too many pictures of my cute little kids. And one never hurts, but don't want to get you guys jealous. So I'm going to. I'm really excited to actually get showing you guys some really cool updates that are coming out. So this is a sneak peek webcast episode where you're going to see some really exciting things. Um, and I'm actually, funny enough, I'm going to put you guys on hold for a second. So I apologize, and I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. All right, so sorry about that, guys. It was an important call. And I'm going to now queue up the right screen here. And I'm going to show you guys first the new Hubbli enrollment. And you guys have been, busy doing enrollment things, which you're probably likely doing this week or more recently, anyways. This is going to give you a really. Oh, I'm getting heard all the way in Scotland. That's great. That's a new, internet. What are you going to do? That's amazing. Um, so bear with me, uno momento. Sorry I didn't cue this up properly beforehand, but I'm just going to stand here and entertain you guys in the meantime. Not with singing, just with sounding like a very unorganized person. Okay, so here we go. Sharing my screen. Oh, that's fun. All right, so what we're looking at here, excuse me, what we're looking at here is this is a development site, and you're going to see a whole bunch of things in here. I mean, obviously it looks like Hubbli, but this is not a real Hubbli site, so you're going to see a whole bunch of extra menu options that you'd never see, and so bear with me on that, but things might be called a little bit differently than you're used to seeing in your Hubbli installation, but this is how we build things and test things and make sure that they're working properly before we, push them live. So, so here we go. So I'm actually, we're right here on the groups page, and I want to actually bring your attention to the fact that we have a bunch of groups. Primary one, and you see dates here: 2016. September 1st through 2016, September 30th. So that's actually a pretty short program. Then we've got one 2016, August 1st to 2016, August 30th. So these are just maybe some short programs. But the point is, that's interesting about this is that nobody had to create this group. And I'm going to jump into this group for a second. It's the same group feature that you guys are used to on your Hubbli installation. And what you'll notice here is that there's group members. But the interesting thing about this is that those group members were not entered there. These admins were not added manually. And there are some group members. And also these members, nobody had to enter those in manually. So the question is, how did that happen? How did these groups just magically appear with the teachers? So these are the teachers of this program, primary one, between these dates. And these are the parents of the students enrolled in that program. So um, how did that happen? How did those people get in there if we didn't do it manually? So let me show you. Going into the dashboard. This site might be slower than normal just because, again, it's a testing site. So what we have here is this area called programs. So I'm going to go ahead and click into programs. And I'm going to show you what these things are. So here's a list of programs, grade 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to create a new program. So I'm going to hit add new. And I'm going to enter a title to this. I'll call it upper elementary. Elementary 1. And now what I'm going to do for upper elementary 1 is add a schedule. Okay, so here's a bunch of things that you can do when you're managing your program. So I'm going to say capacity for this program is 10 students. And I'm going to say the teachers for this program is teacher 1, and the price for the program is, I don't know, 14,000. We'll call that 14,000 Canadian. Start date of this program, let's say September 1st, 2016. End date, let's say June 2017. Let's just say June 1st, 2017. Daily start time. So now we're setting up the daily start time for this program. I think a standard, 8 a.m. to 3:15. It's military time. Okay, so now this is a program that you enroll children into. So how do we add students? Really simple. Just down here, you click add a student. And I'm going to say this student. And one step I forgot is to select what days this program is available. So the standard, of course, is Monday through Friday, but you might have some weekend programs or something. And you might even say this program, for those odd, different one-off programs might be only available on a Tuesday, in the evening or something. But in, standard scenario is, all days. And then I've added the student, so I'm just going to go ahead and check all days. Now, as I checked all days, you might have noticed that this 10 spots went down to 9. If I uncheck that day, there's now 10 spots remaining on Monday. So I'm going to recheck it. Now it's down to 9. Add another student. Harry Potter, wizard of a student he is. I'm going to add another student, Leora Landon, gorgeous little cutie, and add another student, Marty McFly, because he's going to go back to the future. So now, I've added this, and I'm going to hit save. So saving this, so I'm saving this program, but I'm also saving this particular schedule of this program. So this is now a timetable, for this program. So obviously, your programs are pretty set at your school, but you might, every year, the dates are different. So if you want to be tracking enrollment by different dates, and measuring capacity and seeing what students were in what program at what date, one year over the next, this is how we're organizing now. So, okay, so that is done. And hit update. So now let's go back to the groups that I showed you a second ago when I was asking you how were those created. So now if I refresh the groups page, we're going to see something interesting. Upper elementary 1 was automatically generated And if I go in there, there's the teachers. And if I go into the members area, here are the parents of all those students. Hubbli Dev Parent 1, Parent 2, Jono, Kyla. So what we have here is, based off adding students to a program, you create a group to communicate with those parents where the teacher is automatically the administration, and you didn't have to set it up. And if we remove the parents, they're removed from the group. Same thing with the teacher. If we add another teacher to the program, they'll be added as the admin. So so now, communicating or setting up groups of parents to communicate with based on context of different programs is completely automated. So now we can go ahead and send an update. Hi everyone, welcome to L1. Oops, and post that out to everybody. Same thing with newsletters. I'm sure everyone's familiar with our new newsletter feature being baked right inside the group, so it's really easy to send nice newsletters out to everybody. And so that's one part of it. So now let's go into the other part of it. So the student side. So let's take a look at students here. So students are getting some really exciting updates as well. Sorry for the delay. Testing servers are always a little slower. There we go. So here are my students. So a couple of updates you'll notice here. So, name of students are here, of course, date that they were added, connected parent programs. All right, so you've got all your students in here. They're all in their programs. Now, if you want to filter students by a program, you've got a nice filter drop down here. I just want to see all the students in primary 1, and I hit filter. So when this refreshes, we're going to see only the students of primary 1. We also see the other programs they might be in. Probably for most scenarios, it's going to be 1 or 2, but you can have as many as that they're connected to in there. And then also, of course, their connected parents. So, as an example, look, new test student doesn't have any parents. Let's go remedy that. So now I'm editing this one student. And here we go. So he has no parents. He or she has no parents. So I'm going to go in here to parents, and I'm going to select parent 1 and parent 2. Okay, and that's done. And I can add a birth date for that student, born September 1st, 2012. Okay, yeah, that didn't save. There we go. Now, look, here's the enrollment for that student. So now I can say, like I can add a program. So I just added what program? Upper elementary. So this student is currently in many programs. So we can delete a program and delete another program. And also, if that program is only offered on Monday and Thursday, or the other days are filled up, now you can just select which ones are available. So really, really flexible, really easy to add programs. And here's another cool feature. You can actually message the parents, send a message right from here. So whatever parents are added to the student, go ahead and send a message. So really easy to manage enrollment and parent connections. And one of the most important things here Oh, I'm also going to show you is we haven't billed this student. There's no invoice for this student. So let's fix that. Okay, so let's go over to invoices and we'll just go and select an existing invoice. And I'm actually just going to pop back into the webinar for a second just to see. Uh, yes, oh Thomas, yeah, this is always recorded, so don't worry about that. We always record all of our. These are all automatically recorded, and you'll get an email with a link to watch a replay of it as well. But we can also send you a YouTube link to the recording whenever you need. Okay, so going to go back to invoices. So here is a test invoice. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this invoice here. So invoices now have this ability to be connected to a student. So I'm going to actually add this. We're on new test student. I'm adding this invoice to new test student, and it's currently connected to the Landon family as well. So you can connect it to a different family account as well. Okay, I'm going to close that and save this invoice. I'm sure you guys are familiar with our invoicing feature, but just to see what they look like, they're really nice looking invoices. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about these soon with some cool updates we have for invoices. Okay, so this is the invoice. And now let's go back to that student page that we were editing. I'm going to go ahead and update it. And let's see what happens. Oh, Stephanie Blackwell, you've got a great question here. We're adding birth date. Can we add the gender? I don't know. You tell me. Are we going to offend more people, or are we going to? How many genders do we have to add now? I'm going to have to spend probably 3 weeks doing some serious research to find out how many genders we have to add. And I'm not trying to make fun of it. I'm just okay a little bit, but it's okay. I'll do it. We'll do it. We'll make sure everybody is accounted for. But so here's the important thing. Invoice September 2nd, 2016. Um, we have that invoice I just tied to the student, showing right up here on the student page. This is already there's a new update that you're not seeing here. I actually have to do what's called a push, and I have to update this testing server. But all the invoices are going to be here because you could have many invoices that because if it's recurring every month, it'll become a list that's pretty long, and it's also going to give you a total. So anytime you go look at a student, you'll be able to see all the invoices connected to that student and a total balance owing for that particular student. And what's more is on the invoicing page, the list of invoices, guess what? This has been a request for many people. Because now invoices are tied to students, there's now a student filter for the invoices. So now I'm going to filter out just to show me students for, invoices for that particular student. Okay, so this is the only one, this is the only invoice connected to that student. But we could also filter invoices by family account. So I'm going to go to the Landon family account and, sorry, I'm going to remove that filter. I'm going to have to click this again. Here we go. So these are all the invoices for, if you notice here, they're all Landon family. So really easy to manage your invoices by family, by dates, months, due dates, and if you want to send them all out, send invoice. We also have this really cool new feature where we'll give you a template, a spreadsheet template to fill out, and you just put everything in there, all the accounts, all the invoices, all the line items, upload them all once a year, boom, they're all there. Of course, you can always add an invoice one-off, but we just made invoicing way more manageable on a, on the with the kind of the more standard workflow that schools are experiencing, because it's obviously so. It's only a couple times a year that you really manage that stuff generally in bulk. So we just added a really amazing bulk invoice uploader. But the really cool thing here is that invoices are tied directly to the student as well, and so they show up there. So that and now let's take a look at the all students page. I think I might have showed you the student page filter. Yeah, here it is. So you can right filter students by program, by parents, and you can also filter parents. Let's go to the users. You can filter parents by a student as well. New test student. There's more other filters for parents. You can also filter parents by group. So these are the parents now connected to that student. If you need to look up parents by student. So this is a big shift in Hubbli, by simply just getting lots of great feedback from you guys, helping us understand, what you need, and this just makes things so much more clear, and it makes the management, um, of the students and the enrollment and the parent connections and how to communicate with them and how to find them by their child or their group, and to communicate with them by their program, by their group, so much easier. And so, does anybody have questions on that? Is the invoice feature already live? I've not seen this on my dashboard. So yeah, so good question. Are invoices live? So invoices are live. The invoice feature has actually been live for a while. These are just a couple updates to the invoices. The student connection to the invoice is new. So being able to filter invoices by students is new, and that is not actually live. What I'm showing you is just final stages of the testing. It's sneak peek ready. It's not quite ready for the big show just yet, but that'll be very, very soon. And Shannon, male, female, other. Oh, I think Shannon's got some ideas for how to deal with the more confusing genders. Other. That'll probably work. Um, that'll work. And then what else do we have? Yeah, so if you don't have the invoice feature in your package, you can get it now. But let me jump into another great update regarding the invoice feature that I'm just going to test for a second. I want to make sure it's actually on this staging site, so bear with me and I will see if it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm gonna just share my screen again. There we are. And is everybody seeing the invoice? I'm switching back and forth, but I think you are, right? Zach, you guys seeing the invoice? Okay, cool. So here we go. So a couple things. Now, some of these features you can turn on or off. Like if you want the parents to be able to save a different amount, then you could let them adjust, the actual amount to be, oops, sorry, I hit it twice. There we go, testing server. Um, and here's the invoice that they see. Now they always have an option, if you want them to be able to print off the invoice. and bring you in a check, but that's boo. Nobody wants checks. Boo checks. Checks are not good because although you think that they're so cheap to process, it's your time and you got to collect it. You got to chase after people. And there is an actual transaction fee for every check that you have to pay, and it's just with the time. So check this out. Pay invoice. And what happens here is not check, but we have e-check. So now parents can select their bank, and or they can search banks that are not showing up here. And then they sign in. So let's see, Charles Schwab. You just click on that, you log in with your online banking, and presto, the parent will be paying through their checking account, and you as a school will be paying only a 1% transaction fee, which is a heck of a lot better than credit cards, of course. Credit cards are much more expensive on processing, so we're leaning towards e-check, but we will give you the you do have the choice to take credit cards if you want. That's a 2.5% processing fee, and you will be able to. So these are all settings for this feature. You will also be able to basically put that transaction fee onto the parent. So instead of you paying it, you'll be able to, when they do select credit card, that fee will become, it'll give them, it'll let them know that there's this 2.5% charge with the number amount being added to the bill that they'll pay. So give them the convenience if they want to collect points. But they have to pay for it, or you pay for it. It's up to you. So those are the exciting new features of Hubbli that make everyone's lives a lot easier. And okay, so I'm going to jump back to my screen here. Oh, you guys are only seeing the wrong screen. Let me jump back. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, should have known. Let me go through all of that again. So I'm going to just refresh this invoicing page. Emma, thanks for letting me know. All the way from Scotland. Okay, so school. So they get this invoice. They get an email with a nice looking email with a button to click and take them right into the invoice. They can also see all these invoices from their client dashboard, a list of invoices with the balance and everything for the whole account. Now, if they hit pay, they are going to see this e-check option to pay. So again, they select Capital One, they put in their username and password. It's the same username and password that they use to go online and check their accounts. Pretty much everyone's doing that today. If they're not, it's like a 2 or 3 minute process to get set up. And then they just go to their bank's website. It's pretty simple. And then that invoice is paid directly from that checking account. And the transaction fee again is 1%. And then if you want to give them the ability to pay by credit card, there'll be another option here, credit card, and there'll be again 2.5% transaction fee, which you will also be able to kick back on them, and we'll add it into the invoice that they'll see here. It'll add in that line item and let them know that's been added. Okay, so let's get back to any questions, the fun part. Who's got questions? You guys must have questions. I'm showing you some. Oh, hey, what's going on here? Okay, here we go. So, who has questions for Uncle Jono? Seeing Hubbli logo, yeah. Okay, I'm going to take. I'm going to assume by the lack of questions, your minds are just blown, and you've got brain freeze going on because you can't believe how much time. What are you going to? What right now you're trying to figure out? What am I going to do with all this extra time, all this margin in my day. So would invoice feature also handle some of the smaller credit unions? Good question. There is a search. Probably the more small or one-off franchises that are out there might be harder to find. So Stephanie's asking. So Stephanie is asking when the new features go live. So new features go to live. We never give a firm date. We are expecting. Well, the truth is, the actual e-check payment feature is live, and you guys are welcome to sign up and use it. And yes, Hubbli can print a list of all outstanding payments, Karen. You bet we can. We've got some great reporting features. I'll just jump into that because that's a great demo to show. Yeah, so if you want to get this invoice feature up and running, that is now good to go. You can, if you haven't done September invoicing, we can upload everything for you September, send them all out, and of course, if you have done it, we can get you set up for October. We will do it all for you. We'll get you set up. You just, we'll send you a template to fill out, one big upload, and hit send, and they'll go out. And even recurring invoices, all that stuff too. So let's now take a look. Okay, I'm going to go back to me. Sorry, you have to see this angle of me. You might be able to catch a glimpse of my brain right up my nose. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So let's go to invoices again, but we're going to go to invoices and sorry, the testing site. I'm always searching for things because it's just a home. It's not like a regular website. We've got all this extra stuff in here. Let me find it. I'll find it soon. There it is. So if you want to see, if you want to do some reporting and export everything, so let's go to the reports. So I'm showing you screens that you guys will never actually see because so if you see some weird screens like this, just cross them out from your memory because you'll never actually see this screen. There we go. So this is like your invoice reporting dashboard. You've got just some high level stuff here. What's outstanding? If you just want a snapshot, oh, we've got $100,000 outstanding. We better start getting that money in. We've got to pay teachers. And then invoiced payments. So this is just a nice little graph. You can always change the the time span, payments that have come in over time, invoice balance over time, payment statuses. These are pretty simple though, but if you just want to get a nice visual little representation to show somebody, it's helpful. But this is where these little sections up here, like payments, for instance, this is how you can make a payment report. We'll give you a list of all your payments. I'll go expand this to show 50 entries, and you can select payments of a particular date to another particular date, and then you can copy them or export them to CSV or a PDF, and you can just see everything here, and you can sort by any of these columns. Sort by date, sort by client, and just so you guys know, client and account are basically the same thing. So if you see client or you see account, it's identical. Invoiced, you see what's invoiced, what's been paid, invoice balance, payment total, void total, and then I also want to show you what the parent experience is because that's really important. And so I'm going to jump over to the account page. Got to find it again. I'm lost. Where they go? Here it is. Accounts. Okay. So Here's the account page. And so let's take a look at the land and family account. Sounds like a respectable bunch of people. Always paying their invoices on time. Good family. All right, so here is their information. So here's their family information, and here is the list of all their invoices. Um, and here are the parents that are connected to this account. Now, there's this little icon here beside them. I'm going to go ahead and click on that icon, and this is going to take you to what we call the client dashboard. So this is a page that parents can always have access to. They log in, and they can go to this page. It can be added to, like it can be added to the main navigation if you want, and only shown to parents. And then when any invoice is made for them, it shows up here with a quick link to that invoice, gives them their status, what's been paid, what's owing, with a link to click pay, and that takes them over to the invoice to pay it. And at the bottom, there's a nice balance here. So there's 68,580. Wow, the land and family is a little bit in the red with your school. So so that's, you're going to have to call the land and family today, I think, and resend them some of these invoices, because a lot of pending here. So these guys are, you know, problem family. Okay, so but this is the experience. So if I'm a parent, I can come in here and I can click on any one of these invoices as well. Of course, they're going to get nice looking emails sent to them with buttons to pay, with all the information in the invoice, and then again they come here and they pay through Citibank or through TD or through Triangle Place, PNC, or the Eagle, or the Globe. Okay, so that is Hubbli Pay. I think that's all I had to show you today. And whoa. So okay, Emma has a question. Emma, asking about calendars, man, it's fine. So you want to know, if I'm entering an event that recurs several times, can I just set it to repeat and pick the dates rather than inputting it every single time individually? There's a couple different ways, totally off topic, Emma, but there's a couple different ways that um, you can you can set recurring events. You can set them up to um, okay, so I'm going to show this to you, because why not? It's easier that way. I think events are broken on this testing site, so hopefully I can show them to you. But I think we broke them. This is where we break things. Let's take a look. I can hop to a live site if I have to. Here on the events dashboard. So let's go ahead and add an event. All right. So this is a recurring event. Yeah, it's broken. Okay, hold on a sec. Sorry, I have to log in as John O, and then I'll be able to show you events. What I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to switch into someone else's role here. That's an actual site admin, so you see the real experience, not the experience of people that go in and fix everything for everybody. So this is the dashboard view for a. No, it's not. Let's go back. We'll do it here. Do you guys know about this handy little search feature, by the way? Really easy way to find people on your site and go right to their profile. I'm going to switch into Pat. Then I'm going to go in the dashboard. Okay, so this is the normal view. You guys would be familiar with this. Go into add an event. So when you're making an event, so this is Emma's event. It's called Emma's off topic event. And that we're okay. And then if we want to say this is a regular event, you can say it repeats every week on Tuesday. So that's one way of creating a recurring regular event. Another way of doing it is saying it is a recurring event. You hit the start time, start date, end date. Let's just skip start times for now. And then you can click here to add another event date. So if it's a regular recurring event, you can set it up for any kind of standard recurring schedule, monthly, weekly, what days of the week. And that just gets added to the calendar. And then, of course, this is how you can add in specific dates to this recurring event. So instead of a regular event that just repeats, you got a recurring event with specific dates. So I hope that answers the question, Emma. Did you have any follow-up questions on that? So Sue, right now parents can use e-checks and credit cards. E-checks and credit cards right now? Yes, e-checks and credit cards. And you have the ability. So yeah, they're both there. They're both there. Okay. Oh, sorry. When I was doing the event, it was showing you the wrong page. Okay, sorry. Let me do that all again. Hold on. So tell me, are you guys seeing the event page now? Okay. So now this is the event page. Sorry, guys. I got to get better at this. All right. So, okay. So you got two options. When you make an event, Emma, we've got your off-topic event over here. And then this is a regular event. So if it's set to regular event, you can select a repeat type, either week count, days of the week, month, year. So let's just say week. So it repeats every week on Tuesday. And then hit the time that it starts at, its duration. You give it an until date. So this is when it will stop repeating, and duration in hours. So set it up for, let's say, 0800. Duration is 3 hours. And it's going to end on October the 2nd. And then you hit save. But if this is like an event that's just on any random day, it's just happening 1 or 2 days, or it's, many days, you can just go here and select what dates it's on. And these dates can span, so this is a good example of like parent teacher conferences, like it's happening on, between this date and that date. And then again, a few months later, this date and that date. And so that's a good way of like showing what, like maybe a week, parent teacher conferences are happening this week. So that event will span across the days. So that's, really should cover any kind of scenario between the two types, like regular repeating and then recurring events. So I hope that is helpful. Okay. Let's see. All right, so I think we're going to wrap up the session now. You guys will be able to see a recording of this session if you want to watch it or share it with others. We're going to be right here next week. Same shoe. same day on every Friday, 12 o'clock. I'm sorry I missed it last week, but I'll do my best not to do that again, or take any flights early Friday morning that might get delayed. And who knows, maybe if I'm on a plane and the Wi-Fi is good, I can do it from on the plane. Okay, thanks guys. Can you tell it when you want the event message sent? Good question, and that kind of depends. So I don't have the time, I don't think right now, to show that to you, but Sue, we can address that maybe over help email help@hubbli.com if you have any questions about this stuff. And if anybody is looking to experience the invoicing feature with that, um, I'll give you one other thing I need to show you, just to show you how to get set up. Okay, switching over to the right screen this time. And when you're in your dashboard, hold on, when you're in your dashboard, it shows up right here. So if you want to get that started, if you want to get set up for the e-check billing, go into your settings over here and you go to Pay Stand Merchant. So we go to Pay Stand Merchant, and it's going to take you to a form to fill out. And it won't usually say this. It's just because we haven't updated our status. But here is where you'll see a form, and you'll fill it out, and then you're going to see, and then basically the way the process works is you add in your bank account information, and then what happens is you get 2 little micro drops into your account, and then that takes 1 or 2 days to receive, and then you go into your bank account and you bring those 2 little amounts into your you bring those 2 little amounts into here. And I'm just going to put you on pause one more time real quickly. Hold on guys, so I can get this to show to you properly. One sec. Okay, so I'm going to take you to where you should be able to see the form, hopefully, where it's not broken. Oh yeah, so okay. Yeah. So basically, because I'm jumping around from test site to test site, and these accounts are not set up or are set up, it's hard to find one to show you the right thing. But this one has actually been verified. So once you do get set up, this is what you're going to see: status verified, your payment account has been approved. But listen, a form is a form. It's pretty simple. It's got a bunch of fields. You put in your account information. You get these little bank drops. You put them in there, and then presto, you will see. Maybe I can actually find one that'll be easy. Okay, here, let's see if I can do this. See what a non-setup form looks like. This will actually tell you, give you a better example. There we go. This is the form you're going to see. We finally got there. And let's just also double check that you guys are seeing it. You are. Yep. Okay. So you're going to go into your settings, click on Pay Stand Merchant, enter in all your information. Got a few things, pretty short form, I think about 15 things, and then 15 fields, and then you submit application. And then it's going to tell you, go check your bank account in 1 to 3 days. You're going to get these little micro drops. Then you'll come back in here, add those micro drops. It'll just be a couple fields left in here to fill out, and you will be verified. So that's the process, and then those invoices will work as expected. And they won't look like this, but that's only, yeah, you know. Okay, so I think we've done everything here, got it all cleared up. And okay, everybody, I'm getting a lot of thank yous. I appreciate it. You're welcome. And what we'll do is follow up with you next week with maybe some new cool features to show you, but maybe just, you know, take a survey of what you guys are looking to learn, and we'll do that on a first come first serve basis, and we'll see what's the hottest topic. Okay, all right, guys. Kristen, we'll follow up with you, or just send us an email at help@hubbli.com, and we can get that invoicing system set up for you as well, if you want to get going on that. And I'll wish you guys a great day and a great, you know, I know it's a busy time for everybody, so hope you're all, you know, not too stressed out, and using your Hubbli tools to make your lives a little bit easier. Okay, I'm signing off. It's been great. Talk to you guys soon.